All right, all right. Looks like we're live, guys. Looks like we're live. Welcome to my one viewer, my one faithful viewer here. My one viewer, my one faithful viewer here. My one viewer. Uh-oh. My one faithful That's not going to work. I want to play a song, guys. Get warmed up here. Get some crowd in here. This one is dedicated to Jose Sanders and Surf Dog. You guys, think about it. Hey, Bliss. We're good. Thanks, Blitz. We'll be selling these guys. Just doing an inventory to see what I have. Mostly 70s, some 60s. We're going to go through this whole pile of inventory here, guys. Vintage stuff. There's a few newer as well, but it should be interesting. Got to store them in these card and plastic. Get them in comic shops or on Amazon. That was the Red Hot Chili Peppers, dedicated to Jose Sanders and Surf Dog. Maybe they can get along someday. Imagine that. Anyway, let's get started here, guys, shall we? And gals. So what I got here is a pile of shit from comics that I had over the years. Some inventory that I purchased recently that I haven't even opened up yet. So we'll have like an unboxing and whatnot going on here, and just have some fun here on a Sunday afternoon. Let's start things off here with Conan the Barbarian, issue number 2. Issue number 2. Look at that. I got a bunch of these Conan, uh, probably like 40 or 50 of them, and I don't know how long the series ran. There's a bunch of different Conan things that came out. Marvel had the comic. They also had the magazine, Conan magazine. Savage Sword of Conan. They had some other kind of shit. Red Sonja was like a spin-off of Conan. And then when the Conan movie came out with Arnold Schwarzenegger back around 1982, they did a special comic for that. So it's a lot of collectible stuff here with the Conan. And you know, this is one of the kind of things that I read when I was a kid, growing up in the 70s. You know, this is issue number 2. Let's see what the date is. I'm not going to go through all of these because it will be here forever. But I just want to check the date and the condition of the comic here. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. Got some wear here on the top, on the bottom. Overall, no creases, nothing like that. Who's the cover artist? Smith. Stanley editor. Thomas. Barry Smith was the artist at that time. And this is from December 1970. So, December 1970. Where was I? I was in kindergarten at that time, guys. 1969, 1970. I was in kindergarten. That's how old I am. I'm an old boomer. Yep. But that's how old this comic book is. It's 56 years old. So we'll put that in the Marvel pile, and then we'll keep going here. Got some other stuff here. This is like Green Arrow, more recent stuff. 1983 Green Arrow. I don't even have that box. I'll throw those in as fillers. Infinity Inc., whatever the heck this is. 1984. We started doing these different comics and shit back in the 80s. I don't really those kind of things, they don't sell well. You just got to throw them in as filler to your customers. If you're selling them, you know, like if I sell this Conan number 2 for say $40-$50, I'll throw those other 2 in, you know, make someone happy. Where Monsters Dwell. Look at that. 15 cents. That has to be from the 60s. I don't remember comics ever being cheaper than 20 cents. You know, but this Conan, 1970, I guess into this 1970, the comics were still 15 cents. Just want to take a look at this Monsters comic. Grotto, the creature. The fuck did he come from? This one's not in good shape. Ripped cover. There's these schemes they were trying to get kids to do or sell these garbage shit toys to the kids. Look at that. That would be a good icon for a new YouTube troll right there, that face. What is this for? When is the date on this sucker? 1971. September 1971. So 71, September 71, I was starting 2nd grade. when this came out. So this one is not in great shape. Probably I could get maybe $5 or $10 for it. Um, I would list this. I would list this on eBay for 99 cents and then just see what I can get for it. You know, might get nothing but 99 cents, or you might get into a bidding war where somebody's really interested in getting an old comic and they may bid it up to 10, 15 bucks. Don't expect much more than that for this grotto or this monster, whatever the thing is. So we're gonna put that in the Marvel comic. Here's some more here. I went over these before. These are the Detective Comics I got. They're excellent condition. Obviously, Detective Comics was the first appearance of Batman in the 1930s. And, you know, this thing's really good. I might get this graded. I had a bunch of these that I bought as a lot from Heritage Auctions. Heritage out of Dallas, Texas is a well-known, well-respected auction house of everything: coins, comics, concert memorabilia, posters, fine art, you know, everything under the sun they sell. Vintage pistols, all that kind of stuff. You know, even like space memorabilia, like dust from the moon and stuff like that came back with the Apollo astronauts. That you can find that on Heritage Auctions. So anyway, what I'll do with this, I might get this graded, put that in my DC pile for now. There's another Batman here, number 460. 64. That was around what I was paying for that in the mid 70s, 30 cents. This is a junk comic, Earth-Shattering Disasters, DC special. This was DC trying to just overcomplicate their regular comic heroes with you know, they got Aquaman here getting blown to smithereens, and they got these other on there. You know, these are not worth much, although they're DC comics from the 1970s, early 80s. They're not much. I mean, you could probably sell this for a couple dollars. I would never expect more than 99 cents for something like this. Here's an older version of The Brave and the Bold, 12 cents. That's definitely from the 1960s. So this one might be worth 10, 15 bucks. Batman and the Creeper. Who's the Creeper versus Batman? I don't know. You put somebody from YouTube's head. Who's a Creeper on YouTube? Rabies Man. Yeah. Hey, Shadow Work. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Look at this. You got some homo under there. All right, we'll put that in the DC Comics. What do we got here? More superheroes better than girls. I think I went through these at one point with some of my one of my earlier streams. First issue. Got to fight those gorillas, guys. They take over, you know. They outbreed you, and you know what I'm saying. Over here, you got the Nazi. You got pissed off Hitler. You know, that might have some value. That might need $5 for this. I don't know. Not much. Batman Family Giant. What we got going on here? Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. How can a two-gun killer moth fight Batgirl? And blah, blah, blah. All right. Yeah. There's 2 issues of that. Look at that. So, I would list like one of these on eBay. I would list both of them at the same time, just that I have two copies. So, I don't know. Let's see what the value is on the market. What I do is I check I check the stuff that's on eBay already. If I'm selling on eBay, I'll check the stuff that's on eBay. And let's say there's a comic for this that is that's comparable, selling for $5, and some amount for postage. I'll list the same thing for $4.99, just to undersell to whoever the lowest price is. And that way you could get it sold and move your inventory quickly. There's another Batman. It's an older issue. 52 pages for 25 cents. Wow. That's when you didn't worry about inflation. Another Batman. Here, number 465. Adventure Comics. Adventure Comics was mostly Superboy that I remember. This is for 12 cents, so this is really old. I got this somewhere, I don't know where. Got all these crybabies. I Want My Mommy, that's Berg's right there. Definitely Berg's. But because this is so old, like 60 something years old, these will sell pretty well. $20 at least. So I got a lot of DC here so far. There's more DC coming up here. Supergirl for 7. Look at these two hands. They're fighting over this monster thing. Supergirl. And then you got this chick here. He's mine. That's the thing with women, man. Nobody wants you until you have a woman, and then they all want you. That's how they operate. But that's the way it is. What are you gonna do? Another DC oldie here, 15 cents. War in Washington, 1990. They were predicting war back then. Look at that. You got some kind of zombie. I don't know what they look like. Spanish from the 1600s, 1500s coming in. The fuck is going on there? I don't know. Very weird. Very, very weird. Very weird. Get my laptop on here, guys. Let's see what's happening. What's happening here in the rabies. Yeah. So I got the sound turned down on the laptop, but I could see the messages here much better on the laptop, so I'm keeping that on. And we're going through the inventory, guys. Here, it is Tomahawk. 10 cents. Oh my God! Imagine buying a comic for 10 cents back in the day. What the hell's going on here? You got the engines. You got the engines attacking the white man here. From this hole. That's not a hole. That's a footprint. And there's a sea monster that made it. Oh shit. How old is this here? This has got to be interesting. 10 cents. Must be like 1960 or earlier. This is Silver Age for sure. This is March, April 1960. Who's the cover artist? You know, the cover art is very important on comics because if you have like a well-known name like Jack Kirby or somebody like that, very respected, that did the art, even a shit comic like this. If Jack Kirby wrote, you know, did this cover, it's worth money, man. I can't see the artist's name. Let's look in here. Oh, you don't forget the Mighty Muscles here. Charles Atlas. Don't be a skinny punk. Tomahawk. Interesting. This one from 60 doesn't have the artist's name. The Viking ships. That's strange. Not a good condition here. The cover's detached. I'll be happy to get $5 for this. You know, maybe 10. I have to research that a little further though to see who did the cover art on that. All right. Secret 6. Plunder the Pentagon. That'll be the day. Some idiot stamped it there. Decreases the value. See, somebody listed it here for $8. I know I didn't pay no $8 for this fucking thing. I might have got it for $1. Or it was in a group of other comics that somebody threw together for like $5. For like 5 or 10 of them. So this shit will sit around in your inventory forever. Unless you sell it for 99 cents. You know, somebody will buy it just because it's old. It's from the 1960s. You know, you gotta move your inventory, guys. You gotta move your inventory. OMAC, One Man Army. Issue number 1. Got a bunch of these. What the hell's he doing here? He's got some chick in the box here. Ay vey. Into the world that's coming. A startling look into the world that's coming. Interesting. What's he doing here? He's tossing the woman away. He's got her in the box and she's still pissing him off to the point where he's just tossing her. I don't know. I would never do that. Detective Comics. Issue number 450. Batman caught in a cape and cowl. Death trap. Oh my goodness. What do we got here? 100 pages for 60 cents. Batman. Number 261. Those were the days when you can get a fat comic like that. You read that whole thing for a whole week, you know. Aquaman number 54. 15 cents. This might be worth $5. Yeah, I think most of these, I'm just going to list them for 99 cents. Get a following. And then just sell them, man. 40. Aquaman number 40. 12 cents. That's old. Here's the artist's name. Cardi. Another Aquaman. You can't beat a four-armed sea freak. I guess not. Venture Comics with Supergirl. Shit condition here. Creases. Again, I would sell that. I'd list it for 99 cents. It'll sell. It'll definitely sell. There's Supergirl kicking some ass here, getting pissed off. These pink chicks rescuing the men. Wow, that's an early version of the feminist thing going on, with the women being able to rescue men and do that sort of thing, which has become quite commonplace now in the cinema, especially. Kick-ass women, doing shit, slicing heads off, like Kill Bill and all that kind of shit. But this is very early. I don't know what that's got to be around 1970. Let's take a look at the date on this real quick. First feminist appearance in comics, or the first one I've seen at least. Pretty good condition. Solid comic. Date on this 1972, March 1972. So when this came out, I was going out second grade. I was in second grade, March, getting ready for June, getting out of school and having a good old time. The Bruins were about to win the Stanley Cup that year for the second time in 3 years. Bobby Orr was kicking butt. Good old days, guys. Good old days. Another Adventure Comics here. Supergirl. I guess at some point there they made Supergirl the heroine of these Adventure Comics. These unless you list them for 99 cents, they're not that popular. You have to sell them cheap. You have to list them cheap and get rid of them. Unless you batch up a bunch of Adventure Comics. Let's say take 10 or 15 of them and then sell them as a lot. That might be easier to dispose of than list one auction with 12 of them or 15 of them rather than individual auctions on eBay. And yet another Adventure Comics here, 12 cents. This was when Superboy was still there doing that thing. Yeah, got a bunch of shadow men fighting him. The comics growing up, this was before my time, 12-cent comic. These comics were good versus bad. There was really no racial element. There was nothing like that. It was always good versus bad. Even the army comics, you had Hitler versus, Germany versus Sergeant Rock or Sergeant Fury, one of those people, And, it was never anything other than that in the comics. For us boomers, good versus bad, that was it. And there's another Adventure comic here. Interesting. Here's a Hulk, 15-cent Hulk. Issue number 123. Who's the cover artist on this? Hulk's taking a beating there on the cover. I can't tell. Let's take a look here. Take a look here, guys. Can't let the chimps win, no. January 1970 issue. That's strange here. They don't have the cover art. I'd have to research this and see who did the cover art. Something like this that is in good shape. You know, not by no means perfect. But I should get $25 for something like this, if not more. Hulk isn't a very popular comic. And, you know, early comics like this are selling quite well. Quite well, actually. So I'm going to grab another brew, guys. I'll be right back with the rest of this pile. Got to make some headway here and clear this shit out. Yeah, baby. I'll be right back. All right, we're back here, guys. Let's do a musical interlude here. Try to get some people in here. Got 3 thumbs up. Thank you for that, guys. Get some music here for y'all. What do we want to hear today? Here we go. All right, guys, this song is dedicated to Mark Terry, wherever he may be. Mark used to do these karaoke things, and I think this is a great song that Mark could do. It is Tom Jones, The Green, Green Grass of Home, dedicated to Mark Terry, Mr. T. is cracked and dry. And there's that old oak tree that I used to play on. Down the lane I walk with my sweet Mary. Hair of golden lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green of home. Then I awake and look around me at four gray walls that surround me. And I realize, yes, I was only dreaming. For there's a God and there's a sad old heartbreak. On and on we'll walk at daybreak. Again, I'll touch the green, green grass of they all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree as they lay me neath the green, green grass of home. Thank you, Tom Jones, for that musical interlude. Yes, sir. That song's dedicated to Mark Terry, who did karaoke back here on YouTube back in the day. He's moved on from YouTube apparently. Last I saw him, he was on TikTok. I don't know if he's still there or not. But wherever he is, I hope he finds his peace and you know, live long and prosper, Mark Terry. So these are the Scumbag series here. I did this earlier in a separate video. It ran 14 issues. I've got the first issue here, and I think one other variation of an issue. I think I bought a separate one somewhere that I don't have yet. So this Scumbag series, I'm just going to sell as an entire series. Whatever I have from Scumbag, I'm going to sell that as a one series, maybe listed for, I don't know, $30. Somebody might want it. Scumbag comics are interesting. They are not for the children, though. They are 18 and above, because obviously there's drug use and all that kind of shit going on in there. I don't know what these two are. These are kind of recent. Transport? What the fuck? They got comics for trans? Are you kidding me? Wow. And you got another woman here rescuing the world. Alright, whatever. I could throw those in with the Scumbag. Get rid of them. Get rid of Scumbag. Got more here, guys. More. It looks like so far a lot of this stuff is DC. And if I remember, DC was my favorite of the two major comic manufacturers during the 70s. Marvel and DC. I did like the DC stuff better. So I got a lot more of that stuff here. Superman, 12 cents. Early issue of Superman, number 167. Got this, it was this Lex Luthor or somebody shrunk Superman. And these two guys, oh, that's Lex Luthor. I don't know who this guy is. Bizarro. They're fighting over who's going to kill him, you know. Good versus evil, man. You can't decide who's going to kill you, Superman. What are you going to do? Use that as an opportunity to escape. There's no Superman here. What's going on here? You got some Slab City people here, looks like. Witch. What the hell? Superman, the Witch. More Superman, number 268. Superman playing football. Look at that. Or no, Superman getting kicked ass by a football player. The Phantom Coil. Wow. That might be interesting. This is from, I think, from my original collect. That came out, I think, when I was like second grade. 72, 73. I remember having this in class with the football player and reading it at it was like during winter, I think, and you know, recess was inside. You had to sit in a classroom and just chill. So I was reading my comic book. This is what I was reading. Witching Hour, first edition, guys, 1969, DC, $30, 12 cents. I bought this on eBay, I believe, for around $20. So I would definitely try to double my money on that. Sell that for 40 or 50. First edition of The Witching Hour. You know, otherwise, what's the point of buying it if you can't make money on it? Phantom Stranger here. Spawn of Frankenstein. What's that? Oh my god. Some voodoo going on there. Superman. Superman telling Supergirl, "You're not showing my baby pictures." Yes, Superman, the whole issue is devoted to adventures as super babies. So, obviously, she's not listening to what he wants. But they made a whole issue. There's 80 pages for 25 cents. Back around 1970 or so. Another Witching Hour. Witching Hour number 2. Oh, I might have a whole batch of these guys. Interesting. That's another first issue. No, that's third issue. 3. So I got the first 3. There's 4. Uh-oh. Do I have a set here? 27. No, I got the first 4. 32. 33. Look at that. It's a 100-page Witching Hour here. 50 cents. The fucking witch was evil as fuck, man. Oh, man. Very strange. Very, very strange. Smash the thumbs up if you haven't already, guys. Or the thumbs down. Got another Witching Hour here, number 43. This one looks like it's worn. Wet. It got wet here. Not a good copy there. Got the devil. Oh, shit. The Village of Evil. They fucked around and they found out. What the hell is that? Scooby-Doo? Like, what's her name? Daphne? Or whatever that chick was. That nerdy girl from Scooby-Doo. The Witching Hour. I got a good batch of the Witching Hour here, guys. That might be a good way to get rid of these. Is like a lot, but I think those early issues 1 through 4, I would sell those individually. I would not put them in a group like this. This is a good skull. Look at that. That's an interesting cover right there. The Bewitching Weirdos. There's the artist on here. That's pretty good art. That's really good, though. I like that. I like that skull. Again, as I said, you have to keep these things properly listed and see that way you can sell them. Blitzkrieg, first issue. It's the first war comic I've come across here. Do not shoot, Hugo. Orders are orders. They are enemies, and this is war. Got a woman and child here. So you got one guy saying, don't shoot, and the other guy being a real fucking hard ass. So what does Hugo do here with his pistol? What do you think Hugo's gonna do? Joe Kubert, the legendary Joe Kubert. That's a good issue right there. What would you do if you were Hugo? Would you let this bastard shoot the woman and child? I don't know. I wouldn't. Blitzkrieg number 2. Resistance is useless. If you do not come out, the others will be executed. You got some Jew guys here, some Jewish people. So, interesting. So, this was around, 30-cent comics were around 1976, maybe? Let's take a look at the date on this. I want to see when this came out. I vaguely remember, it was a short run. I think only like 4 issues were in this Blitzkrieg, but I did buy them at that time because, yeah, March, April 1976. Yep. Interesting. I would probably sell that as a series if I have all 4 of them. Just to clear out the inventory, guys. They're not that. Kubert is an excellent name in the comic field, so I can maybe get some bucks off the name. But issue number 3. It's the face of the enemy. I think this is Joe Kubert as well on this. See, by 76, they started eliminating the Nazis, swastikas and shit. They had the Iron Cross, but you were seeing fewer and fewer Nazi symbols. You know, I think the Jewish people were, pretty influential in the comics field, and they didn't want to see any of that shit. Geiger. This is interesting. This was an interesting uh, issue that came out. What's this Geiger too? It's a different cover. No, it's different stories altogether. These are more modern here. These comics, Geiger. I don't know where I got these. I might have went to a comic store and they were just like unloading these for $1 a piece or something, so I bought them. This is an interesting issue. This guy is Redcoat, and he's a Revolutionary War redcoat from, a British redcoat who somehow got longevity or immortality, I should say. And I thought that was an interesting concept. This guy went all the way into the future. He's still around with modern weapons and stuff. And I thought they would make a series of this. And I went back to the comics store and I asked the guy, did they ever put this guy out there, Redcoat, with his own comic? And he says no. They just did one issue. They tested it out. This is Image Comics. They did one issue and it never came out. But it kind of sucks because this was a good character here, Redcoat. And I'm not sure what happened here. Last Nuclear Night. Yeah. I don't know if I read this. I just might have picked it up. I never got around to reading it. I read this one, though. This is an excellent story. I'm going to reread this thing. I'm going to set that aside and reread that. This is going to go in the other pile there. What else do we have here? Got some modern comics here. I don't have too many of them. What else is this? Mickey Mouse. Free Comic Day, Mickey Mouse. Oh, that's a stuffer. That's a filler. I don't think anybody wants that kind of stuff. What is in here? These are just boards. Spare boards for reselling the stuff. The Red Menace. This was an interesting series. This is modern comics again. This is Windstorm Comics. Red Menace. You got McCarthy. Issue 1 of 6. January 2007. So this came out. I bought this at that comic store. I think $5 for the whole series. I think there's 6 issues here. Yep. I'll show you the covers on all these. It's an interesting story. With some themes, communism themes and shit like that. That's the first issue. Got this issue here. The Birdman. So if I remember correctly, the theme of this comic was this guy was a World War II vet. And he got arrested for being a commie by McCarthy, although the guy was a war hero. So it's kind of a fucked up theme. But he was really a superhero and shit. So I think his son or somebody got him out of prison. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. I think they averted World War III somehow with this. I would sell this as I bought it, as a whole series. Otherwise, someone might need like issue 4, and then you're stuck with the rest of it. Just get rid of the whole series. let's see, if I paid $5 for this, I would want, I don't know, maybe $12 for that. What we got here? Yard Goats, 2022, Hartford Yard Goats. We got Stephen King, The Dark Tower, and The Stand. Great movie, great book, The Stand, Captain Trips. These are isolated issues, 1 of 5. I gotta see, that would be an interesting series to get, The Stand. I would list those for 99 cents, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Alright guys, now we're down to the nitty gritty, the unopened shit. We got 4 boxes here. Oh my god. Are we ever gonna get through this stuff? You summoned me basically. The Red Menace, yes. So you're the evil one, Red. I see. Very interesting. How is McHenry Cruiser doing? I heard that Molasses was heading out to California again. Amazing, man. That poor guy spent all that time and effort to get her all the way back to fucking Maine, and this chick ends up going all the way back to California. Unbelievable. What are you gonna do? Alright, we're gonna pop open this one here, see what's in here. Very light, maybe one issue of something or other. I don't even know what I got here. Might be something completely not related to comics. Might be something else that I ordered. Oh, wait a minute, it's a scumbag. It's a scumbag variation. Oh my god. Scumbag number 13. How much did I pay for this? Probably like a couple dollars. So, we got one more scumbag to throw into the scumbag pile. Scumbag. Very interesting art here. A little dominatrix type of shit there. Public enemy number 1, the scumbag. That chick's putting a fucking heel down on this guy. That's the Chinese woman there. So where's my scumbag pile? I gotta put... I'm gonna throw this shit away. Where's scumbag? Scumbag's over here. Scumbag's here with the menace. I'm gonna put this scumbag in with that so we don't lose it. 13, 14. Alright. Scumbag's all set. Yeah, she was in California, dude. You better let him know. You better let him know, man. Tell him to get a cease and desist order on her and keep her fucking ass away from him. I'm telling you, man. These women, some of them be crazies. Not my one. My woman's the best. But these other ones, I mean, they're just out and out, full blown Riri. You know what I'm saying? Good old Swiss Army here. Got Nice batch here. Look at that. That is heavy. Whatever that is. Have to get rid of these boxes here in a minute. Look at this pile. This is a vintage comics haul, man. Vintage. Let's see what this is here. This is Bronze Age, DC Bronze Age Group of 29, 1970. DC Bronze Age. So that's the 1970s. And that's another batch of DC here. So let's move this up a little bit here. Put that up there. And we will get here. I'm going to throw this trash away in the dumpster. So actually, I'm quite disappointed I don't have more Marvel stuff. I really am disappointed, but this was a haul I got from Heritage a few months ago, and these kind of hauls are going for a lot of bucks now. They're literally selling for like $200 or $300 a piece. You know, for a batch like this. Just nothing special, out of the ordinary. Secret Origins, whatever the hell that is. Aquaman. Remember Shazam? They had a TV show on Saturday mornings when I was a kid called Shazam. And it was based on this Shazam character. Shazam is an interesting character because he was around way before DC Comics even. There's some other brand that had him. I think he might have been with Marvel as well. Maybe not Marvel. So, you know, some of these 1950s comic brands that are no longer around had Shazam. He ended up being with DC here, issue number 1. So that might be worth something here. Weird War Tales. This was my favorite series of comics during the 70s when I was a kid. I'm keeping this sucker. Weird War Tales. Look at that. You got a samurai, you got a robot fighting a skeleton. What's better than that? Champion Sports. This is... I don't remember this shit. Wow. The kid who beat the Oakland A's. Oakland A's. So that would be the Oakland A's dynasty of the 1970s. 72, 3, and 4. When the Oakland A's won 3 straight World Series. So this came out around the 73, 74 time frame. 74... The first part of 74, I was in 4th grade. So I might have been buying I wouldn't have bought that, though. I'd have Claw. The hell is this? Got some women on there. Damsels in Distress. So this is kind of like a Conan ripoff that DC did. Because obviously Marvel had Conan the Barbarian. So they did this guy here, Claw. saving chicks, you know. There's another one here. The art's pretty good. Look at the horse. Look at all the muscular stuff on the horse. Who did the art here? Ernie Chua. He's another good artist from DC. 1970s. Ernie Chua. Chua. That guy was a great artist. Around, I don't know. The Flash. Star Hunters. See, this kind of shit I would see on the newsstand, and I would just bypass it. I'd buy, you know, the other stuff, the weird war tales or something like that. I would never have bought this. Dead Man and Phantom Stranger. Oh my God, they're teaming up here. Bunch of ghouls here. You got the woman. She's got her work heels on, you know. She's like, what the fuck? Omac, the one-man army. Who's Omac? Some weird dude here. I don't know who the hell that is. Got Daddy Warbucks here, all mad. His money's going out the window. Another Omac. Kung Fu Fighter. Kung Fu comics were popular in the 70s, mid-70s, when around the time Bruce Lee died. Bruce Lee died in 1973, and then the Kung Fu TV show came out with David Carradine, 73 or 74. It might have been earlier, actually. But I think the original character in that show was supposed to be Bruce Lee. And I don't know if Bruce Lee died or if Carradine took the part or something happened there. But you know, there was big popularity in Kung Fu during the 70s. You had that song by, I forgot, Carl Douglas maybe, Kung Fu Fighter, Kung Fu. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting, quack as lightning, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Rima, first issue. Got some manly looking woman there, boy. Look at this. Has she got one there or no? Can't tell. This dude's in trouble, man. That snake's got him. Looks like she's just doing her thing, not giving a shit. Rima. Jungle Girl. I don't remember this one at all. This was 25 cents. That's about 1975, maybe. I wouldn't be buying this shit. There's the next same copy here of this. I wouldn't be buying that. This is an old ass one. 12 cents. Rip Hunter Time Master. See, they throw these kind of things in piles because nobody will buy these things. So these are not worth much here. 12 cents, even though it's old. Be lucky if you get $10 for it. Secret Origins of the Black Hawk. Super Friends. Yay. Got a doggy over there. More Super Friends. Yeah, I would get rid of these all in one batch. Super Friends. It's like Superman here. Number 351. Got the health thing here with 9 heads. Are you kidding me, man? These are the kind of stories they cooked up, man, month after month. Is bizarro shit. 9 faces. And you got some clown here, some circles clown. Ed Michno. Another Superman here, taking on some Crypta, Fabulous World of Crypta. Weird Worlds presents Iron Wolf. That's the one that never panned out. So what they did in the 70s, DC and Marvel, they would use these kind of comics to preview characters, and if they were popular, they would issue their own comics. You know, like for example, it goes back even earlier in the 1960s. The best example of that is Spider-Man. Spider-Man was introduced in a Marvel comic, I think called Mysterious Worlds, and it became very popular, and so Spider-Man was given his own comic. But that issue that Spider-Man first appeared in, Mysterious Worlds, is quite valuable. Even a ratty, dirty ass cover detached comic will be selling for thousands of dollars. It's just ridiculous what Spider-Man is selling for these days. Iron Wolf, whatever. This is generally a shit batch right here. I don't know what with this. I would not list this as a individual auction. I would list this all in one batch, and whatever the best comic is here, I'd put that on top and just sell it. Get rid of it. Get rid of the batch. I'll put it back in the bag here. We only got 2 more boxes to go, guys. We're almost done. I hope I have some Marvel. All this DC stuff is not really that great, to be honest. All right, 2 more boxes. So how's everybody doing today? Red, your music is good, man. You gotta sell that. I'm seeing these jazz channels pop up, just playing like an old radio, an AI version of like an old ass radio from the 1940s or something, with a little fireplace, a little comfy chair with a glass of bourbon and a cigar on the side, and just playing these old jazz. And I don't even know that they're real. I think it's all AI created type of jazz from the 40s and 50s. I was listening to that last night, dude. I fell asleep to it, man. It was great. All right, let's get moving on here. Got another box of inventory here to get rid of. Let's see what this is here. This is not too heavy. We need some Marvel comics, guys. Do we have Marvel or not? Oh my god. Got a bunch of fucking popcorn here. What's going on here? Man. ¿Qué pasa? What is in here? Why did they stuff this with popcorn? Is this something valuable here? Oh my god. Let's take a look. So it's another DC batch. 8 of them. Superhero and war comics. Alright, well, we got a little variation there. We got some war comics. Hey Sig, how are you doing, buddy? I'm going through a piles and piles of old comics that I have here that I'm going to be selling on eBay. And we're almost through here. We got another big box there. And Sig, you remember these things from the 70s, late 60s? What was your favorite comic? My favorite comic series was Weird War Tales by DC. And I think House of Dracula by Marvel Comics were my two favorites. Superman. Dude, I got a ton of Superman here. Got a ton of Superman. Sig, look at that. 12 cents. Superman issue number 184. I think they're up to like issue number 700 or something now, 800. I got a ton of Superman. I'm going to be listening. That Superman, all these Supermans I went through earlier in the stream, Sig. Let's open this up and see what I have. I might have some Superman in here. Yeah, come on. They really overdid it with the bubble wrap here. But better safe than sorry, I guess, right? $12. Rich Life says he has $1 million comic book. Yeah, he's got that $1 million penny too, right? And he's got that casino that pays him $6,000 a month to go there. That guy's funny as hell. Rich Life. Oh, that poor guy, man. I was playing with Rich Life. Let me flip this over. You can see me here. So Rich Life was married to this girl named Margaret. That was his wife. And Margaret, he left Margaret for whatever reason. I'm not sure what happened there. One or the other divorced. Rich Life had a daughter with Margaret. And he left her. And there was some Margaret came around to YouTube with a channel, Sig. And I don't remember what the channel was called. It was probably around 4 or 5 years ago. Margaret had a channel, and all these drama heads got involved with Margaret, and they were like very supportive. Because by then, I think Rich Life and Margaret separated and divorced like 10 years ago or something, or 15 years ago now. And so what happened in the intervening time was that Margaret met up with another guy called Junior Benson. Junior Benson is he's like a drywall guy, some blue collar drywall guy over there in Whiteville, North Carolina. And Junior and Margaret got together, and she had a son with Junior. And I don't know what the kid's name is. I don't know what the daughter's name. It doesn't matter. But what was interesting was the way that these hens came around and tried to, they implied they were helping Margaret. Margaret, she's got some disability thing going on. I think she has MS or something. Something's off with her. But she would be frying this chicken, doing her chicken, and she'd be, doing all these chicken recipes and stuff on her videos, just simple shit. And these hens came around, and they got a GoFundMe to get the kids, the girl and the son, school clothes and this sort of thing. And then I think what they wanted was Margaret to turn on Rich Life and create drama content. And Margaret wasn't doing that. And so they turned on Margaret, a lot of these hens. And then Margaret got to the point where she just left YouTube. And but there were interesting stories that came out of Margaret's videos and stuff. And like there was one time where Junior, when she was still with Junior, and her and Junior went to some burger place, and Rich Life was there. And Junior got out to fight Rich Life. And Junior is not a big guy. Rich Life's a big guy. But Junior got out and he wanted to fight Rich Life. Rich Life wouldn't get out of his car. I don't know what the fight was about. It's something to do with some kind of beef they had. I don't know what the circumstances were, but what happened, my understanding is that Rich Life, although he was bigger than Junior, was afraid to fight Junior. He was quite the pussy. And so that was interesting. So I don't know if Margaret's still around. I forgot what she called her channel. Anyway, fast forward like 5 years later, and the daughter is now out of high school, and I think she has a child. She has a child with a black man. And this was according to Rich Life. He recently posted that. He says, "Yeah, my daughter, blah blah blah. I got a black grandchild, blah 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 blah. That's fine, whatever." But this, if you mention Junior Benson's name, Junior Benson, to Rich Life, he flips out and he just quits. I mean, he just out and out quits. There were trolls that were coming up like Junior Benson. They're like, "I want to fight you, motherfucker." And old Rich Life just can't take it. You can't deal with it. It's funny stuff. But I hope they're doing well. I hope Margaret's doing well. I hope the kids are doing well, and I hope Rich Life's doing well. But this he's got everything. He's all set, man. He's got $1 million penny, $1 million comic book. He's got casinos paying him $6,000 a month. Everything going good for Rich Life. Let's get back to this haul here. So this is the comic series I like in the 70s. Weird War Tales. And just great comic art here. This guy's getting blown away. I can't be stopped. Nothing can kill me. Issue number 22. 20 cents. That was the earliest I was buying comics, was when they were 20 cents. That was around 1972, 73. Another Brave and the Bold. This is kind of a not very popular, but you got Batman here against Wildcat and Wildcat. I don't know if they're teaming up. What the hell's going on there? It's listed as fine condition. The Losers. It's Ona. We found her at last. Oh shit, the Nazis got Ona. What are they going to do with her, huh? Metal Man. I don't know what the hell that is. Bombs dropping. Wow, this series ran for at least 46 issues. Must have been pretty I don't remember this at all, though. I would list this for 99 cents and get rid of it. The Losers. That's a war thing here. GI Combat. I remember buying GI Combat. This is a good comic. Issue number 170. Looks in pretty good shape. 20 cents. Got no wear. A little bit of wear on the corners. Not too bad. There's no sanctuary for you, Americana. Not even in a church. Yeah. Another GI Combat here, number 193. 1973. The price had gone up to 30 cents by then. This was probably 1976. Keep going fast, slim, faster before that kraut tags us. There's the kraut. Joe Kubert, the legendary Joe Kubert cover issue. So that's got some value there. You got a Confederate flag there as well. They may have some value. Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month, brother. So that's a little batch of DC. These Weird War Tales, I'm going to keep those. I think I'm going to get the rest. That would be interesting to try to put together an entire Weird War Tales series. That ran into the 1980s. And I'm talking, you probably got about 200 issues or so that you need to put together. It's not impossible, but it'll get pricey. There was an issue late in the series that they had these creature commandos. They were introduced on Weird War Tales because they had their own comic. And so that issue is probably the most valuable issue. Creature commandos, a bunch of fucking monsters that were fighting the Nazis. You know? Alright, last box here. What do we got? Oh, more corn, popcorn. Jesus. I gotta make sure none of this shit ends up in the yard. This looks like a big batch though. Oh my god. This is a big batch. That is a big batch of comics. Can we hope and pray for some Marvel comics here, guys? I need some Marvel. As it stands, I only got 3 Marvel comics here so far. I got Incredible Hulk, 50 cents. I got Where Monsters Dwell, 15 cents. And Conan the Barbarian, 15 cents, issue number 2. Those are the only Marvels. I gotta get some more Marvel, guys, in the inventory. No more of this DC shit. Let's see what this is. Do we have any Marvel? This is a big stack. Humongous stack. Ginormous stack. What is this? Oh wow. 45 Fantastic Four issues. That's Marvel, 1971 and 1985. Nice. So I finally got some Marvel to close out this stream. Let me get rid of this popcorn and shit here. I'll be right back, guys. So we got a nice batch of Fantastic Four. Smash the thumbs up, man. Well, that's good. I got some Marvel now. I need to get more Definitely need to get more stuff from them. Get some vintage Spider-Man. I think those are easy to flip. You can get a good price on them. Put this here as a backdrop. That. So these should sell well. Fantastic Force, very popular series. I should be able to get maybe $10 a piece for some of these, or more. Let's see here. Let's put these up here. Got some that don't have a bag. I'm gonna have to get the cardboard for these and get these bagged up. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get myself a brewski. We're gonna take one last music break here. Let's pull something up here that people would like to hear. Come on now. Come on, you two. Load up, motherfucker. Let's see. How about some Who? All right, guys, we'll be right back. Who Are You by The Who, 1978. Their last album with Keith Moon, the drummer, who happened to overdose, I think, on alcohol and some pills at Paul McCartney's house, as Paul McCartney had a party to watch the Buddy Holly movie starring Gary Busey, which came out. So that is the story of The Who. Their drummer, Keith Moon, very colorful, great drummer, passed away, I believe, in 1979 or 1980. 1978 or 79. The album came out, and I think he died maybe a month or two later. So, live hard, die young, you know. So this is, we're delving into this batch of Fantastic Four. A lot of these covers are Joe Kubert covers. Look, sorry about that. Got one here that's not. Perez and Sinat. Perez, I recognize the name. So these are late 70s here, these issues. You might get $5 for these, maybe 10. There's some newer stuff here, 90s. $195. You got a nice sequence here. So somebody was collecting these or buying these. 1978. I mean, this was. My God, look at this guy. Don't force him, guys, to murder his best friends. July 1978. So I had just finished 8th grade. I was about to go into high school when this came out. So I wasn't buying comics at that stage, I don't think. There was a newsstand that I would buy these comics at in Hartford, Connecticut, and I was sent to a parochial school, a Catholic school in Hartford, and I would take after school I'd walk like 7 blocks, myself and my younger brother, and then there'd be a newsstand, and we'd buy the comic, and we'd go get on a bus on Market Street in Hartford. It would take us over into East Hartford and into Glastonbury. So it was one of those things. We get out of school too. We wouldn't get home till 3:30. But in the meantime, we had a comic or something to read, and then so this one might have come out right around the time my 8th grade ended. I don't remember this at all. It's kind of weird ass here. This elastic guy is always stretching himself too far. So very interesting art, though. You got to admit, this took a lot of skill to draw this stuff month after month. You wonder how much cocaine these guys were doing back then, you know, just to keep this shit flowing. Because these artists would go from Marvel to DC to, you know, they just do multiple covers. And I don't know how they were paid, but, you know, some of them became very famous, and they're the ones still alive. You go to a comic convention, you get them to sign one of these issues, instantly increases maybe a $5 issue into like a $250 issue, just having the cover signed by the artist who created the cover, if he's still around. Issue number 200, 17th anniversary special, double in size. Number 200. This is Dr. Doom. Look at this dude. 202, 203, 204, 206. I'm disappointed that they didn't put these in wrappers. I'm gonna have to buy some cardboard and the bags for them because I want to keep them nice and spiffy when I do sell them. 208. Good versus evil, guys. Look at that. In Search of Galactus. 200. 211 here. Oh no. The flame, he's flaming out here. What's going on? These other ones are dead. Oh my god. It could have been the woman, the old dude, the thing there. This might be an interesting issue. We got more monkeys here. Monkeys taking over the world, guys. Planet of the Apes. Some weirdo there. 217. 218. 219. 220. Reach for the stars. 221. Shall Earth survive? You know, this is what kept the kids coming back. You know, this kind of escape reality back then in the 70s was just getting into your comics and not into your cell phones. They weren't around then. You know, you just kind of read your comics. That's what we did. This Marvel comic could be worth $2,500 to you. Is that so? Well, I'll have to take a look and see what's in there. $238, $234 rather. It's 50 cents, but who is it? Let's see. It's kind of a cheap cover. Who is he? What is he? You know, they were rushing. They needed to get an issue out, and they just did a shit cover here. Not really anything great here. Who did this? Byrne and Buskin. When did this go up to 50 cents? 1981, September 1981. Wow. So I was a senior in high school then. I definitely was not buying comics, man. I was working. I had just played some hockey, some club hockey with Glastonbury, and I didn't play my senior year because I just started working, making money, man. I'm like, fuck this hockey shit. I'm not gonna go anywhere with that. Started working, man. That's what I did. Fantastic Four. Spider-Man and Friends. Spider-Man had his own show back then, huh? You could win a Columbia's 10-speed racer. Wow. Fantastic Four Exodus. There's a nice cover. Oh, what is this? nightmare. Oh no, she died again a second time. You got some alien here. Looks like Ed Mitchell, dude. That is definitely Ned Mitchell, android. Look at that motherfucker. Holy shit, this is Ed Mitchell. Issue number 261, December 1983. December 1983. Where was I? I was in college. What year was I in college? That was my second year in college. I was a sophomore in college when Ed Mitchell made the cover of Fantastic Four. Look at that. Hey, Greenie, my beautiful green thing. I miss you, honey. I'll see you tomorrow, babe. Coño, que rica, chica. And the last issue here, the very last one, number 284. Fantastic Four. That's a good cover. This girl's getting a boot here by something. Who did this art here? John. Can't read the last name. Let's open this up and just read give the artist his due here for this last issue that I'm showing today. Here we go. John Byrne, Byrne. Very, very good cover by Mr. Byrne. Wonder if he's still around. And get him to sign this thing, man. That thing would be instantly worth $300. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for these comics here. And Green Thing and I will be selling these eventually. Some of them that I think I could get more money from, like, say, from listing them with a legitimate auction house like Heritage. I'm going to put them back in Heritage. And the other ones I'll just get rid of on eBay. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Much appreciated. Everybody have a great... The Blob can finish all those guys. Yeah, The Blob. Did you know The Blob was Steve McQueen's first movie? First starring role in a movie? (1958), I believe, or 57, was Steve McQueen and The Blob. That was a great movie. I remember watching that as a kid. Green Thing. You know, these people. Steve McQueen's sitting in the car with the girl getting ready to make out, and that fucking blob thing comes creeping over him. He gets out of there in the nick of time. Yeah, we got to watch that. The Blob. The Blob. Well, that's it for now, guys. We got a stack. Green Thing. Look at this. We got a stack of shit to get rid of. You know, probably got about, I don't know, 200, 300 comics here that we got to sell. So we're going to be busy in our retirement, honey. Very much so. Conan's not putting up with bullshit here. He's got some gorillas here. Look at these fucking gorillas, always attacking the dudes. Weird shit. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Much appreciated. Honey, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. We'll see if you could find the Blob somewhere, and we'll watch that tomorrow night with some a nice dinner. All right, that's it for now. We're gonna take off. I'm gonna have some dinner myself, and thanks for watching. Hasta la vista. Thanks for the thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. Push us up the algorithm, and much love. Hasta la vista.